at AustralianIdolCasting.com.au. The massive event series is coming to 7.
This morning, reigning gold, Australia simply sensational in the pool. Commonwealth glory for our girls as Emma McKeon etches her name into sporting folklore. Another freak crash at the velodrome. Athletes and spectators receive treatment as one cyclist hurtles into the stands. Stepping on the gas, the new warning to keep energy companies in Australia as a new crisis looms. And Cabinet in turmoil, a senior Liberal minister in hot water facing calls to resign.
This is 7 News with Ann Sanders.
Good morning. After 3 days of competition, Australia has shown no signs of slowing down in the hunt for Commonwealth gold, and our swimmers continue to lead the charge. The night belonged to Emma McKeon, swimming her way into the history books to break an all-time Games record. Commonwealth Games reporter Bianca Stone was there.
Good morning. It was a golden night in the pool. Gold, gold, gold for Australia. 3 gold, 4 silver, 2 bronze, a world record, a Games record and a clean sweep. It doesn't get any more exciting than that. The night was capped off beautifully by our women's 4x200 metre freestyle relay team. Ariane Titmus absolutely stormed home to reclaim the world record from China.
Was there any discussion of the world record before the race?
There may have been a baby whisper, but no one has to know that.
But the night really belonged to Emma McKeon, claiming her 11th Commonwealth Games gold medal to make her the greatest of all time. It was 1, 2, 3 for Australia in the 50 metre freestyle final, with Emma McKeon taking home the gold, Meg Harris with the silver, and comeback queen Shayna Jack with bronze.
Can she get there? Does she hold on? She's got her 11th. The Queen of the Commonwealth out on her own.
I don't know what you want me to say.
She's come into this meet not really knowing where she is because she hasn't raced since Tokyo at long course. So, I think it was a bit of a surprise, and she was thrilled with the swim.
The other gold of the night belonged to Kaylee McEwen in the 100 metre backstroke. She got a new Games record for that one, but it wasn't the fairy tale end for her sister Taylor, who got 6th in the 100 metre breaststroke. Still, there's more swimming to come, more action right here at the pool. The swimmers have gone home to bed, but there is much more to come tomorrow.
Well, the gold rush continued outside the pool in Birmingham, Australia winning another 5 gold on day 3. But it's been overshadowed by a second horror crash, this time cyclists and fans both needing medical attention.
At the velodrome, a moment of horror on the final lap of the men's scratch race qualifying.
And there has been a nasty crash in the last lap. Was not expecting that.
England's Matt Walls and his bike were flung into the terrified crowd. The Olympic champion was treated in the stands for more than 40 minutes before being taken to hospital along with 2 other riders. Australia's Josh Duffy also caught up in the crash, needing splinters removed from his back. The session was quickly cancelled as spectators were told to leave.
I think there was sort of then a stunned silence for a few seconds till people realised exactly what had happened.
Never seen anything like it, ever.
England officials later confirming Walls is alert and talking in hospital. After the cycling resumed, it was another gold rush for Australia.
And it's a gold medal! It's a Commonwealth Games record.
Christina Clonan taking out the 500 metre time trial. A second in Birmingham for Georgia Baker in the 100-lap points race.
I'm in shock, actually. I knew I had good legs, but to be able to, pull it off.
Jess Gallagher and Caitlin Ward also doubling their gold tally in the tandem B1000 metre time trial.
We haven't done a kilo for a few months, so to pull that time is incredible, and to cap it off with a gold is more than we could ever imagine. It's just been the best. It's just really good.
Our men got in on the act too.
And Matthew Richardson is going to ride to gold in Birmingham. He wins the men's sprint competition.
Matthew Richardson's second gold of the Games, too much to handle as the tears flowed. Celebration turned to heartache for Matt Gleitzer. A day after his own horror crash, the cancer survivor's sprint bronze was ripped out of his hands, relegated to 4th for blocking his opponent.
We are absolutely devastated.
Our women's rugby sevens again on top of the world.
And straight through, hitting that gap, Madison Ashby Try time.
Getting revenge for their quarter-final exit in Tokyo. The 22-12 win over Fiji in the final, giving our women their first ever Commonwealth gold medal.
And it smiles all round for the Aussie Sevens.
We were extremely dominant the whole year, so I guess to be rewarded in front of an awesome crowd here for the girls is pretty special.
The Australian men weren't so lucky. A 26-12 loss to New Zealand, consigning them to fourth. Henry Patterson signing off from Birmingham with a spectacular try.
He dives in, and that could be a sensational try for the Aussies.
In the gymnastics, a magical moment for Georgia Godwin.
She's got to hit it. She does.
From double ankle surgery in November after the Olympics to Commonwealth gold in the all-round final.
Can you believe it? No, I can't believe it.
In Birmingham, Mark Beretta, 7 News.
Let's take a look at the medal tally. Australia has cracked the half-century after just 3 days of competition, cementing top spot in the standings with 22 gold. That's double the haul of the old enemy, who sit in second place. New Zealand are in third. Embroiled in scandal, the New South Wales Liberal Party is in turmoil, with the Deputy Leader, Stuart Ayres, facing calls to resign over the Barilaro job saga. And he isn't the only minister in the spotlight, as Amelia Brace reports.
Well, Stuart Ayres was here this morning promoting a future musical, but all questions were about his future as the senior minister faces increasing pressure to remove himself from the front bench. Minister, will you be standing aside today?
No.
A number of senior Liberals believe the Trade Minister should stand aside pending the outcome of 2 inquiries into John Barilaro's appointment to a plum US trade job. The calls come as new, previously secret documents relating to the decision were released ahead of Wednesday's resumption of the Upper House inquiry into the controversial appointment. Stuart Ayres today maintaining he did nothing wrong.
I've not done anything wrong. There is no reason for me to stand aside. The recruitment of senior trade and investment commissioners has been a role explicitly for the public service.
While the Deputy Liberal leader is refusing to fall on his sword, another minister was left no choice. Small Business Minister Eleni Petinos sacked by the Premier after being accused of bullying. Petinos has repeatedly denied the allegations but overnight apologised, saying she'd never intentionally offend anyone or make them feel uncomfortable. All of this is a headache and a bad look for the Premier as he returns from his trade mission, which was largely overshadowed by the 2 scandals. Dominic Perrottet will front the media for the first time since he landed back in just under half an hour.
Thanks, Amelia. Australia's east coast is on the brink of another energy crisis, according to a new report. Let's go live to political reporter Rob Scott in Canberra. Rob, the competition watchdog says the country is facing a major gas shortage.
Yeah, that's right, Anne. And to avoid that, the ACCC is urging the federal government to intervene and pull what's known as the gas trigger. Now, that's an emergency measure that would ensure gas bound for export is diverted to the domestic market to ensure supply. The report points the finger for the looming crisis at gas producers, saying they're expected to significantly increase the amount they ship overseas next year, cashing in on record prices, but leaving Australia badly exposed with a 10% shortfall, and that will drive up costs locally. Concerned by the latest predictions, the government's urging producers to increase domestic supply, but it's yet to say whether it'll force them to.
It is time to pull the gas trigger. Don't tell me it's going to be 6 months or 8 months. Get the legislation up there so we can get it through and pull it today and let them know that we are serious.
But they don't need to. We've never had to pull the trigger because we've been able to have a relationship where you can constructively sit down and talk to them.
The gas industry agrees, reassuring customers there won't be a shortfall next year. But the problems in the energy market are something Anthony Albanese will need to tackle quickly if he hopes to maintain his record satisfaction rating. The first news poll since the election shows he's sitting on 61%. That's the highest rating for an incoming Prime Minister. Mr Albanese's also recorded the largest margin as preferred Prime Minister in almost 15 years, with a 59 to 25% lead over Liberal leader Peter Dutton. And Labor's also seen a big rise in its 2-party preferred support, so still obviously enjoying that honeymoon period. Anne?
Rob Scott in Canberra. Thank you, Rob. Green Senator and Indigenous activist Lydia Thorpe has caused a stir in the federal Senate this morning by mockingly reciting the Oath of Allegiance.
Thorpe, please recite the affirmation on the card.
I will be faithful and I bear true allegiance to the colonising Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II.
Senator Thorpe, you are required to recite the oath as printed on the card.
Senator Thorpe did eventually recite the oath and was officially sworn in. Meanwhile, former Prime Minister Scott Morrison has returned to the Parliament after an overseas speaking tour. He was sworn into the House of Representatives this morning and will sit on the coalition backbench. Next in 7 News, a Queensland mayor caught up in a drunken crash scandal has her day in court. Thousands flee their homes in the US as wildfires rage out of control. And scandal at the palace, troubling links between the Prince of Wales and Al-Qaeda.
We are under attack. Am I allowed to know where I'm going?
The 5-star premiere drama event that will have you on the edge of your seat.
This bloke, what's so special?
He designs atomic bombs.
Great.
If you're looking for the next new spy thriller,
I know just the place.
Harry Palmer, The Ipcrest File, Tuesday after the Commonwealth Games on 7.
Energy, internet, mobile. It's all together great value. And it's why Aussies choose us. AGL.
Broccolini isn't just a delicious superfood with goodies like folate, vitamin C and antioxidants. It's also incredibly easy to cook. Broccolini, the super simple superfood.
Hey, do you need anything else from down the street?
Yes, actually. Another one of these eyeliners, please.
Oh.
Sometimes you just need a little...
Whatever change you're making, whether it's your first place or your family home, if it's worth doing, it's worth Dulux.
Why are we still reaching for period pads to deal with wee? Tented pads might look the same, but they're designed to work differently. So you can stay dry for up to 12 hours.
Keeps you dry, protects like tennis.
Eddie Betts, one of the greatest AFL players of all time. In the pocket. It's looking good. The crowd goes wild. Eddie plays it out wide. He bounces. Come on, Eddie. Wait for it. He's an absolute magician. What a team. Eddie Betts and Google Pixel.
When you're smiling, when you're smiling, when you're smiling, when you're smiling, and the whole world smiles with you. And when you're laughing, oh, you're laughing, when the sun comes shining through. When you're crying, the whole world smiles.
Cocoa Pops, just like a chocolate milkshake, only crunchy.
Dozens of firefighters have spent the night tackling a suspicious fire which broke out in a Melbourne apartment. Crews arrived to find the ground floor unit completely ablaze in the early hours of this morning, but were able to bring it under control in half an hour. Residents were treated at the scene by paramedics. A police investigation is underway. A Queensland mayor who was involved in a drunken crash has this morning pleaded guilty. Live to Rosanna Kingston in Brisbane. Rosanna, good morning. She's now learned her punishment.
Yes, and Redland Mayor Karen Williams has been sentenced to 80 hours of community service and disqualified from driving for 6 months. The magistrate told her that community service, instead of a fine, would achieve a level of humility and remorse expected by the community. The mayor was 3 times the legal limit when she crashed her car after handing down the council budget in June. Williams is a vocal road safety advocate, and the crash came just 1 hour after she held a Zoom meeting with families who've lost loved ones in the crash. She told police at the scene she'd had 4 glasses of wine before getting behind the wheel. Days after the crash, she fronted media to apologise and refused to stand down. Today, she kept that stance.
That is why I will continue to do the job that I was elected to do.
The community doesn't want you.
I know that I will have to work very hard to regain the trust of my community.
Now, after giving that statement, she left without answering any questions and while being heckled by protesters. When the mayor is able to get her licence back, she'll have to have an interlock device fitted to her car for 5 years. Anne?
All right, Rosanna, thank you very much. A fast-moving fire in California has exploded in size, forcing the evacuations of thousands. Around 160 square kilometres of land have now been scorched, the blaze fuelled by thunderstorms and hot, windy conditions. At least a dozen homes have gone up in flames, while 2,000 people were forced to flee as the inferno raged out of control. California's governor has declared a state of emergency. Part of Beirut's grain silos damaged in the 2020 port explosion have collapsed. It kicked up a towering cloud of dust over the capital just days before the 2nd anniversary of the explosion. A fire had been smouldering inside for a number of weeks after summer heat ignited fermented grains left to rot inside in the wake of the explosion. Prince Charles's charities are now embroiled in another donation scandal. It's reported the Prince's charitable fund accepted a payment from the family of former al-Qaeda leader Osama bin Laden, worth more than $1.7 million. It was made in 2013, 2 years after bin Laden was killed. Clarence House maintains due diligence was conducted before the money was accepted. Time to check the financial markets now, and the ASX is trading 24 points higher this morning. The Australian dollar is buying 69.89 US cents, 92.5 Japanese yen, and $1.11 New Zealand. Coming up next in 7 News, we'll have sport with Katie Brown, including a big injury concern for Richmond, and Aussie captain Meg Lanning's costly blunder at the Commonwealth Games.
There's always something happening in Melbourne.
Have anything to say about your behaviour?
When you watch 7 News, you really know the news.
The spirited traveller anticipates the sea of possibilities that new beginnings bring. Discover Spirit of Tasmania Quay, Geelong, where a new beginning awaits this October. Be a spirited traveller.
You have power. Use it to control your energy and your spending. Track your usage in the palm of your hand. Use less and spend less. You have power to take control.
Healthy.
Tasty.
Eat something healthy and you can stay up till 10.
Midnight.
How about no more video games?
Try this.
Win breakfast with Sultana brand. High in fibre, high in
Do what you gotta do, it's up to you.
Kaguri. Ada bicara beli ngutan aku ni. Aku dah untuk meet ngarak crew.
Come on. They come, they go, but this I know I will not let them hold me back. I give my all, my future, I am in control.
It doesn't take much to enjoy the perfect night in. A little effort from you and a Ristorante pizza. Dr. Oetker Ristorante. Pizzeria taste, surprisingly, from your freezer.
Priceline Pharmacy's biggest skincare sale ever is on now. Save 40% on skincare, plus half-price brands such as Olay, Neutrogena, L'Oreal Paris and more. Hurry, ends Wednesday.
Priceline, a festival of you.
At Spotlight Super Sale, save with 40% off all individual sheets and sheet sets. VIP save 50% off Dry Glow and Coolie quilt cover sets and 50% off all pillows. So you can tuck it, snuggle it and cuddle it for less. Sale on now. At Spotlight, it's what you make it.
Wake up in the urban life with brutal beauty from Carpet Court. Control light and privacy with window shears matched to soft touch eco-friendly carpet. From hard-wearing floors for your cafe-style kitchen to functional textured carpet in your work zone. Then kick back with pet-friendly carpet in your home theatre. And now earn Qantas points with every purchase. Carpet Court. Dream it, style it, live it.
Good morning. Despite crushing Barbados by 9 wickets at the Commonwealth Games, Australian captain Meg Lanning won't remember this moment fondly.
Dropped! Meg Lanning has dropped the hat-trick ball. It would have been just the second hat-trick in T20 internationals for the Aussie team.
Alana King still finished with figures of 4 for 8. Australia are unbeaten after 2 games. Sam Harding and Jono Galash won silver and bronze in the debut of the vision-impaired para-triathlon, while mixed triathlon relay won bronze behind England and Wales. The Kookaburras start their quest for a 7th straight gold with a 12-0 thumping of Scotland. Richmond co-captain Dylan Grimes is hoping his season isn't over. The Tigers remain in a hunt for finals after a come-from-behind win over the Lions, but Grimes is dealing with a hamstring strain.
We'll just have to see. They can be funny things, like sometimes they can feel really bad the morning after, but they come good pretty quick, so I'm hopeful that's the case for this one, but yeah, you don't really know until you get stuck into the rehab.
Last night, 5 goals to Jake Stringer helped the Bombers defeat North Melbourne by 48 points. Well, it's deadline day in the NRL. Teams have until close of business this afternoon to finalise any player trades for the back end of the season. Parramatta want Manly enforcer Martin DePau to make an immediate switch, but the Sea Eagles are standing firm at this stage. The Roosters are also trying to sign out-of-favour West Tigers centre Oliver Gildart on a loan deal. And Cowboys enforcer Jason Taumalolo can avoid suspension for a shoulder charge in yesterday's win over the Dragons if he takes an early guilty plea. From 10th on the grid, reigning F1 world champion Max Verstappen stormed to victory at the Hungarian Grand Prix. The Dutchman recovered from a nervy spin-out and capitalised on some strategic bungles from Ferrari to extend his championship lead to 80 points.
Has a nice gap opening on the inside. Max Verstappen from 10th on the grid comes home to win the Hungarian Grand Prix.
Lewis Hamilton and George Russell completed the podium. Daniel Ricciardo pulled out an audacious double overtaking move, but finished down in 15th after a time penalty. Alex de Minaur is on the verge of re-entering the top 20 in the world rankings ahead of the US Open. The Aussie defeated Jenson Brooksby in straight sets in the final of the lead-up event in Atlanta.
Alex de Minaur is a multiple Atlanta Open champion, and he is thrilled about it. Sure, there are many more titles.
It's de Minaur's 2nd title in Atlanta and 6th on the ATP Tour.
But in the meantime,
England's 56-year wait for a major football title is over. More than 87,000 fans packed Wembley for the final of the Women's Euros. Chloe Kelly scored for England in extra time to clinch a 2-1 win over Germany, sparking wild celebrations inside the stadium and right across the country. So good. That was the reaction at the walkabout in Birmingham, Australia's supporters' headquarters for the Commonwealth Games. Prince William was on stage to congratulate the Lionesses, who are the European champions for the first time in history. In front of a packed house in Glasgow, Ange Postecoglou's Celtic started their Scottish Premier League title defence in style.
Taking the long way round.
Portuguese star Jota's sublime strike sealed a 2-0 win over Aberdeen. And Olympic champion Jess Fox just keeps on winning. Fox defended her extreme slalom title at the World Championships in Augsburg, the same city her dad Richard won a world title in 1985.
Oh, it's incredible. I'm over the moon. It was such a big weekend, so much, atmosphere.
Extreme slalom will make its Olympic debut at Paris 2024. And Anne cannot wait. She keeps succeeding.
Yeah, fantastic pictures there, Katie. Thank you. See you tomorrow. Next in 7's Morning News, we'll have the national weather forecast for you.
We test the air here, so you have complete control of it here. Buy now and get up to $450 cash bonus. Mitsubishi Heavy Industries, the experts in air.
Next one. New The Chase, weekdays on 7.
Happy birthday, Dad. We miss you.
Mum, how'd you keep it all together after Dad passed?
Well, Dad had a plan for everything. And his life insurance payout is what kept us going.
With real life insurance in place, your family can receive a cash payment up to $1 million if you were diagnosed with a terminal illness or pass away. Call 139 429 or search Real Life Insurance.
Easy on yourself.
Plantur 39 speaks frankly about hair fall. From the age of 40, the female bodily constitution changes. Thinning hair is the consequence. With Plantur 39, things are looking up again. The caffeine shampoo for hair over the age of 40.
Everyone knows Australia has 4 big banks, but there's another big bank snapping at their heels. With 1.9 million customers, it's regularly voted one of Australia's most trusted brands. Welcome to Bendigo Bank, the better big bank.
Why is cornflakes my perfect bowl?
It brightens my day.
It reminds me of my absolutely gorgeous mama. Everything is better shared, especially cornflakes.
Nice moustache.
Nice moustache too.
New Garnier Vitamin C Serum, a concentrated formula scientifically proven to reduce the appearance of dark spots by 43%. And new Micellar Vitamin C Water. Micelles remove dirt like a magnet for bright, glowing-looking skin. By Garnier, naturally.
We've grown up in houses grown on trees. Every piece of wood we use tackles climate change by storing carbon. When wood is harvested today, it's replanted for tomorrow. And that's why they call wood the ultimate renewable.
Like shocks shooting through your body. This is how some people describe their shingles pain. Shingles is caused by the reactivation of the chickenpox virus. Up to 1 in 3 people risk developing shingles in their lifetime. If you are 50 years or older, talk to your doctor about shingles today.
Is your internet letting you down? And are you paying too much for support that just isn't helpful? Experience the Aussie Broadband difference. We're Australia's most trusted telco and have award-winning customer service and a 4.5-star rating. With 100% Australian-based call centres, no lock-in contracts or connection fees, and unlimited data NBN plans, starting from just $59 a month. So stop waiting on hold and switch today. Aussie Broadband. Bloody good broadband.
When a team of rakers came onto the sand during a beach volleyball match at the Commonwealth Games, the athletes were no longer the stars of the show.
I want to break free.
Oh, I know something here.
What's going on? I'm pretty sure when they did the raking protocols for this, they weren't expecting that to happen.
No medal for the dancer, but plenty of applause. Taking a look at your weather now. To the capitals, a shower or two for Brisbane, a top of 21 degrees today. Brief morning showers for Sydney, 20 degrees the top. Mostly sunny in Canberra and 13. Melbourne 16 today and partly cloudy. Partly cloudy in Hobart, 13 degrees. A possible shower for Adelaide, 15 degrees. A possible afternoon storm in Perth, a top of 20 degrees today. And for Darwin, mostly sunny and 32 degrees. That's 7 News to now. We'll keep you up to date right throughout the day. I'm Ann Sanders. Thanks for your company. Have a lovely day. Bye for now.
I think you'll find that MKR stands for Mary Kate Rules.
By nature, we are high achievers.